What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 15 of my Total Warhammer 3 modded Kroq-Gar campaign. So as we saw last time, our fledgling air force led by Prajiol took on the forces of the followers of Nagash, destroying them pretty handily and showing off the power of the air force when the enemy has no defenses against it, although I do suppose that we've been seeing quite a bit of this throughout the campaign. Now both Prajiol and this little train of lords and armies here are going to try to meet up at Khemri, take it over, and then transfer all of those units together into a couple more viable armies. In fact, Farak, you're also supposed to go there, so away you go. I mean, we could trespass. I guess we don't really care about trespassing, so yeah, just go the fastest route available. I don't imagine that these guys are suddenly going to attack us, and if they do, well, let's just say it would be a bad idea for them to even try it. There we go. There's lots and lots of trespassing throughout their territory. And on top of that, we did get a decent amount of alignments, so we should use those before they move away. And now the Ark of Sotek has that Warpaint of Xhotl Overwhelm contact effect. I just want to remember, does Overwhelm change... Wait, let me just see here. So you have Poison Missile Strength, and you have the Ark of Sotek Poison ability. I believe we have an Ark of Sotek elsewhere somewhere here, yes? Yes. So you have the Ark of Sotek and you have that Overwhelm thing, and yes, it does indeed replace this, but it's a very strong debuff on all of your missile damage. Yeah, we should probably get that. Especially as we have other ways to provide poisons, so I don't see why we wouldn't. So, Warpaint of Xhotl once again, and then you, Solar Engine. I think we're gonna go with the Warpaint of Tarantula once again. It's a pretty strong buff as well, especially when combined with Solar Vigor, so yeah. Warpaint of Tarantula. Very nice, very nice. Now we'll have a very decent number of various types of basties to put into the army. Also, we got 3 turns until more basties are available, but we will want to try to make use of that War Beast focus, so we probably will want to build them, regardless of the pretty crazy cost. Our money is starting to dwindle now, so we gotta try to scam the dwarfs out of some more as quickly as we can. Let's do buildings first, and then we'll see about scamming the dwarfs. I believe we had the option last episode of declaring war against the Crooked Moon, which may be a decent option. I'm sure Thorgrim will appreciate it. Anyway, let's check what buildings we have first. I guess we're gonna go with the Grand Plaza Doomglade, another one of these meat storage halls. Kingdom of the Beasts, you, same to you. Meat storage hall up here. Central Jungles, well, 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 if it ain't the meat storage hall. Gotta store our meat, people. And once again, alrighty. Do we have anything that isn't a meat storage hall that we have to build? Ah, yes, the Gem Cutter's Workshop. More research. Always, always more research. Oh, wow, we're down below 10k now. And that was about it. Okay, so now what we'll want to do is we'll want to move towards Crookback Mountain and Trutch Craventail. Now, he could be sitting there waiting to attack us, but I think we can risk a march stance. This is Krocky's army, after all. He's pretty strong, so even if Trutch attacks us with a couple of armies, I think we'd be able to take him out. I'd really love to destroy this particular location and trade it to Imric, hopefully for some stuff. Next up, speaking of trading, what we're gonna do is we're gonna trade you, Thorek, Black Iron Mine. Where is it? Here? For 10k. Beautiful. Why, thank you, Thorek. Hey, you do good work. Alrighty, and yeah, the dwarfs are absolutely acting as our bank, and I love it. We are also going to try Thorgrim. Oh wow, -1 to Military Alliance. How about this? Join war against Crooked Moon, you'll do it. Or we could pay you and not join the war, but why not? Join the war against Crooked Moon, we can always peace out later on if we need to, though they're relatively far from us, and I doubt that they'd be any kind of threat. Everybody around here would also like us for fighting them, so I don't see why we wouldn't do this. Propose offer.
Yes.
Very, very nice. Alrighty, and... did that actually force us to encounter a few more factions? Just find out. Khemri, Cult of Sigmar, we may actually attack the Cult of Sigmar. I haven't decided on that one yet. Order of Lore Masters, no, that's about it for what we got here. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, and the problem with the Cult of Sigmar is, while I would like access to some of their units, they're occupying some nice territories. Ports both of which also have a trade good as well. And in our green territories, so, yeah, I have to think about that. Anyway, let's continue here. Chameleon and Co. Let's start moving you, or continue moving you down towards Kemery Town. Let's keep you in Astromancy stance, though. And just in case. Looks like 2 more turns and we'll be there. Kowal, you can follow along. Kanos Kier, you, I think, actually have to go into March stance to follow everybody. But that's fine. We have plenty of units here. Alright, nice, nice, and then maybe 1 or 2 turns until you reach Kemery. Now, what about the Black Pyramid of Nagash? Yeah, it's got, oh, wow, look at all those Ushabti with Grey Bow. Yeah, okay, we can't take this. At least not with these armies. We need Kroki to do that for us. Alright, we'll wait until Kroki is there to take care of business. Isoko Rismate, you have to stay where you are. Kowal, you have to stay where you are for next turn until you can get your Ripperdactyls and Coatl. And then Grukox and Gila. Actually, just to double check this again. Okay, so this doesn't work. It either, or it might be that it doesn't work at sea, but you clearly gain 0 bonus campaign movement range in the water. I don't like it, but we'll have to deal with it. Keep going. We'll test it out on land as well. I'd like to know for the future. Alright, and you guys both keep going, though you are costing us money right now. And no, just to address some comments, I have not forgotten about Xhotl down here. The problem is, if we sail down like this, Kairos is right here at the Sinhal Monolith, and we don't want to find him, so I think the only way to detect Xhotl is to send one of our units around this way, down through the territories of the Cult of Sotak, hopefully, assuming they're still alive, and then move around like this, just to the edge of Xhotl's territories. I hope that him sharing a province with Kairos won't mean that we find Kairos, but if it does, it does. We'll find Kairos eventually, it's inescapable. And then, of course, whoever does that is going to then head into the sea lane to try to find the, Nakai there. Whereas the other one's gonna go northward towards Mazdamundi. And hopefully we'll get the whole band together. Alrighty, now, I believe that's everything that we have to or can do right now, and I don't believe anybody here can get attacked, with the possible exception of Pragio. Now, he's aggressive, which means he's probably not worth keeping as a lord, but that doesn't mean that we can't continue using him for a while. Let's build him out to be a stronger fighter. Mostly because, well, he has a smattering of different types of troops, and he's gonna get replaced in, what, 2 turns by Fly Guy, by Tic-Tac-Toe? Alright, everybody else is looking good, so skip. Outpost available with who? Oh, Karazakarak, yes. Ooh! They already have Iron Drakes available and Brimstone Guns available for our Fire Army. Alright, let's build the outpost. Maybe we can have them bankroll us too. Especially while Kroki's here. If he goes up like this way, takes a bunch of these territories, it gives them all to Karazakarak and then moves back down through Bloody Hands territory like this. Yeah, it'll probably take him some time to do this, but it's all free XP and money and stuff like that, and it'll leave Tic-Tac-Toe some room to get a little bit of a spotlight himself. Anyway, let's end a turn. Let's see if anything interesting happens. Order of Lore Masters. Well, if it isn't you yet again. No to your defensive alliance, at least not until we find Kairos. I'm still shocked that that faction is just sitting there doing absolutely nothing. It's a little bit strange, to be perfectly honest. I really thought that the AI essentially waited until it had no war declarations, and then when it didn't, it would automatically go and declare war on somebody. But it looks like Teclis isn't doing that. In fact, he's not really doing anything. Uranologist. Post-battle chance of stealing magic. How did you get this? Spent multiple turns in Astromancy stance. Oh, damn. Okay, it looks like we have to put Kroq-Gar in Astromancy stance. I didn't realize this was a thing. I don't think you have this. And campaign movement range for Kanos Care. Some nice traits. Mushfoiled, technology researched. Let's see. Yeah, okay, we're fine. Alrighty, well. Let's get you your point, shall we? You have stand your ground. I guess we could go for Soulbound now. Fighting Greenskins, though we will be fighting Greenskins in the near future. It's really not all that much, though. Nah, we could get it after. Let's get Soulbound, because we will still be using Cold Ones / Horned Ones. So let's do that, and I'm not as sure about Epicentris, but we shall see. Anyway, Kroki into Battle March and head to Crookback Mountain. Let's see what we're looking at here. Please don't be plagued up. Man, I think we'd be able to see if the ruins were plagueinated. And Tretch is there, very nice. What do we have here? Oh, quite a nice set of defenses, though. Huh. I have to wonder... I have to wonder whether it would be beneficial to try to fight them in the field. If we siege, we would fight them in the field. The main problem with it, though, is that there's no way that we can catch all these units. And if we can't catch them, we won't be able to do much about it. As in, all the units will fight us, and then we will leave them at about half HP. But if we attack the territory, then we're gonna have to suffer hits from all those towers. Nonetheless, I think we should probably risk it. You're gonna stay in Battle March stance. We'll do that fight in a second. I just want to see if anything interesting is going on down here. So Arkan is here, yes? He's at Gorgazan, which means nobody is at Khemri. What are you doing here, King and Thor? Can you guys actually reach Khemri? No. No, you cannot. Alright, you'll be able to reach it next turn, though. So go to the edge of this territory, all of you together. And you as well, Mr. Kowal. Can we auto-resolve this? What do they have at Khem? They have basically nothing there. Okay, well, that's swell. Too bad Prajio can't reach it either. And just to double check, we got 2 turns until Fly Guy's up and running? 1 turn. Okay, perfect. Alright, actually, speaking of, we do have access to Ripperdactyl Riders now. They're going to be expensive to recruit, and they're going to be expensive to upkeep, and the same thing is obviously true of the Coatl, but we gotta have them. I don't see how we could escape the situation. I wonder if Coatl count as oh wow, it takes 3 turns to recruit these guys. Well, let's just do this. Let's get 4 Ripperdactyls and 2 Coatl. 5 turns until you're ready. Well, it's going to take some time, and that'll bring our income down to 0, but of course, these armies will be a little bit different in a little while. So, anyway, let's move you up here for Rek. We'll just put one of the armies, essentially, into what Tic-Tac-Toe's army is going to be like, minus the extra units. And that will be there. And then next turn we hit Khemri, and then, yeah. Alright. That looks pretty good to me. Now, double-check diplomacy, and then we attack. Let's see, anything interesting here? No, doesn't look like it. Oh, Confederation's back up and running. Minus 60 on Itza. In fact, they are recovering. They were down, now they've got an extra settlement, and they've rebuilt 1 or 2 armies. It's both good and bad. Good in the sense that they haven't died, bad in the sense that, well, we won't get their Confederation right now, but that's okay. And we will eventually, I'm sure. Alrighty, well, with that good as it is, let us hit Trutch Craventail. Let's also give you guys points, because this is going to be an actual fight. Let's see. Comet of Cassandora and Chain Lightning, both would be quite valuable here. I'm almost tempted to put you on the Steg for this particular battle, but no, we might still need the Flyers here. Chain Lightning down to 15 versus Comet. You know what? For once I'm going to take Chain Lightning. I feel like the enemy is going to blob up around the gate, though I suppose the Comet could also work in that particular situation. On the other hand, would we even bother casting Chain Lightning versus, for example, the Deliverance of Itza? Hard to say. Deadly Onslaught for you, my friend, and there we are, ready to go. Crookback Mountain is on the menu. Let's see what we can do. Some elite enemies. There's some definitely scary units like Death Globes and Poison Winds that are not going to be good for us. We definitely have to watch out for the decent amount of artillery that the enemy has as well, and they're fairly well protected by a high number of slingers, which is going to be dangerous for all of our Pterodon riders. Lovely. Seems like a hard enough target for this to be a great fight. Alrighty, here we go. It's looking a little bit quiet as I think I just missed Krocky's little speech. Not that we can ever understand what exactly they're saying. I would like to have subtitles for whatever these guys are saying at the start of battles, but oh well. Here we go. I'm pretty excited about this battle. It looks like a fairly hard target after all, and it looks like we got Doom Rocket towers as well, which is going to be considerable increase in damage to our units as they move up towards the enemy main settlement. We also got fairly elite stacks, and I saw that the enemy had a unit of Rictus Stormvermin, which I guess is an SFO thing? Haven't seen these guys before. Special Stormvermin. I'm trying to find them right now, if I can find them in here. Not there. I think they're Sword and Shield, so we should be... Where are the Rictus Stormvermin? I see Regu Stormvermin. Stormvermin. I swear, I just missed them, didn't I? Regular Stormvermin. Yeah, this is gonna bother me now until I find them. Or maybe we could wait until we encounter them in an actual fight. Oh, unless they have a different symbol than the regular Stormvermin do, in which case I wouldn't be able to find them by the method I'm looking for them. Well, whatever. I guess we'll take a look through all the enemies that we're fighting as we fight, and then maybe we'll encounter them via that method instead. Anyway, here we go. The enemy does have some scary units up on the walls, namely the Death Globes and the Poison Winds both, and both of them could do a lot of damage to really any of the units that we're moving in. However, we do have our Air Force to at least, if not kill them, distract them long enough to not take too much damage from them. We're also going to fly over the enemies here and try to damage the enemy artillery. Going to pop that lightning orb. Chain lightning, though I feel it should be... I still feel like that spell should be called ball lightning. I mean, come on, look at it. Yeah, so we're going to pop that chain lightning. It's unfortunately looking like it's going to move away from the main enemy host, but I really wanted to use the spell since we invested the extra point in it, so why not? And there we go. Our Air Force is going to drop down on top of the enemy Death Globes and Poison Winds, once again, just to prevent them from firing as we get close to the enemy gate. We obviously can't keep our units here, as they would take too much damage from the enemy range fire. There are Poison Slingers and Skaven Slave Slingers all attacking them at the same time. It does look like our first unit of Pterodon Riders has already lost a third of its HP. We do counteract that with a Harmonic Convergence, and we're going to pop the Shield of the Old Ones to protect ourselves. Missile resistance 100% and damage resistance 40. So at the very least for now, we should be reasonably safe. But there we go. It looks like we've either forced the Death Globes and Poison Winds off or damaged them pretty heavily. They can't fire, which will allow our Blessed Saurus Warriors of Huan Chi to move up and start taking the walls for us. Going to drop a few more bombs on the enemy blobs around here while we continue working on the gate, though it looks like we ain't through yet. It's going to take some time. And what do we have here? Gatehouse is at, it's not even a third of its HP. Well, we'll get through it eventually, but for now it looks like it's up to the Air Force to do as much damage as they can. They're going to hover overhead, and drop their Fire Leech Bolas on as many of the enemy range units as they can reach. Otherwise, we would be going for the enemy towers and the enemy artillery pieces, but obviously while the enemy range can focus down these units, we can't risk doing so. And they are certainly dropping units over time, though whether they're doing more than we are, I sincerely doubt. Alrighty, and here comes our first Deliverance of Itza on top of the enemies. Looks like the Steg and Pradat have moved in. Oh, actually that's an Uranon Thunderbolt, not a Deliverance of Itza. Although that thing can do pretty good as well. Some damaged Stormvermin and Plague Monks around here, but I don't see them being too threatening to Pradat and the Steg, at least not in the numbers that they're currently in. Gate is at about, well, not quite at half yet, and the enemy is periodically popping off Plague Breaths. Pestilent Breaths, rather. Though we do still have that lovely Shield of the Old Ones. Ever since we put 2 points in it last episode, we have it up every 30 seconds, which is just great. And there's that Deliverance of Itza as well. It really, really helps with the Supreme Shield of the Old Ones as we constantly go through gates like this, and just such a significant damage reduction. Gotta love the force field. Now, let's see what damage we've done. Oh, there's the Rictus Storm Vermin. I'm glad I clicked there. Alright, do they look any significantly different from regular Storm Vermin? Probably not by the looks of it. Well, they do have very slightly different stats, though. I believe they have stronger melee attack and defense. They do have Devastating Flanker, but I believe that's something that all units in Tretch Craventail's army are provided, unless I'm mistaken. I don't know which units are in his army and which units are from the... yeah, see, we got Warp Grinders with Devastating Flanker as well. Yeah, so it's the units that are in his army, but obviously not the units in the garrison. Speaking of units, they're all moving down towards the gate. The enemy is going to try to hold us up, but will it be for naught? Because the Blessed Saurus Warriors have not been stopped and have gone over the walls and are now going to drop down. Our dinos are in. Pradat has been joined by Kroq as well. And Storm Vermin or not, I just don't see this being all that threatening to us. Though here come the Warp Grinders, and there's that Deliverance of Itza. It looks like we got splash damage effects from both sides. They're popping their Warp Quake and Seismic Snare while we are going to use our spell work. Though you gotta trust in Lord Kroq's spell work to do the damage. Looks like the Plague Monks are able to drop at least a few of our Saurus Warriors, though they're still a very scary unit, even winded as they are for having to have gone over the walls via the ladders. Too bad they don't have perfect vigor, but then they'd probably be a little bit too obnoxious. They do have Vigorous though, so if we can get them out of melee for a while, they can recover at least to some degree. Alrighty, and we got the big boys in here. Kroq whacking away at those Warp Grinders who are going to try to book it out of there. And it looks like the battle for the gate is turning towards us. Now, very nice swipe there, Pradat. And we still got to do the battle for the Hand of the Gods. I'm just waiting for the best time to do it. A, to heal up a lot of our armies at the same time. B, to get the control bonus. It's not like Kroq-Gar really needs it right now, so once again I do feel like we should continue saving it. Another Deliverance of Itza. I've just been spamming the level 1s for now, mostly because they're cheaper and we do then still have access to a decent amount of Winds of Magic. The Air Force has also been fighting this entire time, floating over the main forces and trying to go after the enemy artillery pieces, as well as the towers and enemy range units. Unfortunately, one of our Pterodon Riders did get very heavily damaged. I think they had 8 units remaining, but they only had a sliver of HP left, like, I want to say 10% or something along those lines, so I did allow them to withdraw off the field in order to prevent them from getting further hurt. Looks like the enemy Warp Lightning Cannons back here will be done, and then we will be switching to the Plague Claws down there, as we don't want them threatening our Saurus. Speaking of the Saurus, looks like they are very much overrunning the enemy here. And we'll be able to proceed both up this way towards the main enemy settlement, or the main victory plaza, and up this way as well at the same time. I'm going to split our forces, but while that's happening, ooh, we got Poison Winds coming in. Looks like they do want to apply their anti-large. I saw them target our Feral Steg there for a sec, but fortunately we are able to keep our Feral Steg back, and we most definitely want to. As we move up, we pop another Supreme Shield of the Old Ones over the Saurus here, just before the enemy starts hitting us with all of those Death Globes, as the Death Globes are obviously extremely frightening to Saurus. But really any infantry. And there we go, more Storm Vermin gonna block us, which doesn't work out so great because the Death Globes and Poison Winds will continue hiding behind them, and we'll probably be able to get a few more volleys off. Over here, looks like the Warp Lightning Cannons have routed, and we are now working on those Plague Claws. Too bad we only have a single use of the bombs from the Air Force. Would have been a nice thing for Tic-Tac-Toe to have, not to just buff aerial units, but to increase, like, double the amount of bombs that the aerial units can drop. Increase them to 2, for example. But of course, they only carry 1, so it doesn't really make much sense. Alrighty, there we go. Yet another deliverance of Xhotl. Lord Kroq working it as he likes to do. The Poison Winds, however, together with the Death Globes, still dropping among our forces, but we're going to try to rush these guys quickly now, so that they can do no further damage. Their kill count isn't actually all that high, but mostly because they're relatively low in model numbers, and there we go. Teto Echo is going to drop down to prevent them from firing, and here come the big boys to try to take him out. I wonder if they can chase him down. Perdot going to lead the charge here as well. And we do have our cavalry in the enemy settlement now as well, so they're going to be helping out. There we go. Lord Kroq, the Cav, the Steg, everybody's moving up the ramp, and the enemy doesn't have much left over on this side of the map. Kroq, in the meantime, has been trying to find and kill Tretch. In fact, I think he's forced him off the battlefield or otherwise killed him. Unfortunately, he's such a small model that you can't really get a good look at him, but oh well. I think what happened was essentially Kroq attacked Tretch here right in the middle of the fray, and just forced him away back here after a couple hits, and then forced him off or killed him here. In a one-on-one, Tretch isn't going to be nearly as scary as Queek, so, nah. A little bit disappointed I couldn't find him in the melee over there, but I'm sure we'll get Tretch again, because we're not going to go out of our way to destroy this faction, at least not right now, though it would power up nearby friendly factions. I'm not sure that we actually want Imric to be too much stronger at the current time, not at least until we get much friendlier with him. Anyway, in the meantime, our Kroxies are trying to break through a barricade. Our Cold One Spear Riders are also getting some playtime. They haven't had a lot in most, I would say, of these siege battles, but at least they get to do some work this time around. And there they go. And this time I decided not to try to send them through another gate, and just had them move in, and just like that, the battle is ours. Very nice. And really, the long part of the battle was breaking through the gate. Afterwards, after the enemy no longer had us in the choke point and we were able to spread out through the city, they really had no chance. Once again, gotta give it up to Lord Kroq for popping those Deliverance of Xhotls and doing tons of damage, and of course our Air Force, which were absolutely instrumental both in knocking away those Death Globes and Poison Winds on the walls to protect the rest of our army as they moved up, and then going after and destroying the tower, and then destroying the enemy artillery and preventing them from attacking the source as well. This is really one of those things where it makes me doubt my plan to remove the Pterodon Riders from this army for good in place of Horned Ones. Maybe we'll keep two. I'll think about it. Right now, they're just extraordinarily useful. Who knows about late game, but right now, I'm certainly doubtful of the idea. But anyway, it's a long time from now anyway until we get the Tier 4 building to build Horned Ones, so we shall wait. Alrighty, there we go. Certainly took at least some effort to get through all of those enemies. 100 units lost, so a little bit more than we'd like, but we should be able to heal here and just fine. Plus we got Karaki killing Tretch, which is lovely, and we'll have his defeat trait, though I can't for the life of me remember what it is. Something to do with ambush, maybe? We'll see in a second. We're gonna loot and occupy the place. We obviously have no intention of holding on to it. Oh, it actually gives us speed. You know what? That's actually not too bad. I don't really care about the leadership during subterranean battles, but the speed for the Saurus, which are extremely slow, is nice. And on top of that, it's additional speed for various Cold One / Horned One units that we will have throughout. So I'll take it. I'll certainly take it. Crookback Mountain, no, interesting. You have a Saurus building and a Pterodon hatchery. We don't care about the rest. I just want to see how much it's worth to Imric here. Minus 66, what? Huh, it was rising and now it's falling a little bit more. Oh, they don't like the treaties with Karazakarak either. I'd really prefer it if you guys didn't fight like a bunch of idiots. Now I know how Carl feels. Let's trade, not immediately, because of course we want to heal up for a turn, but just out of curiosity. 19, it's not so bad. He'd be willing to give us a decent amount of money. No agreements. Although on the alternative, we ask him maybe to join a war or two? He's not really willing to fight anybody, is he? Well, I guess not. I guess we'll just have to take the money and then hope that the gift of the settlement will make him a decent amount friendlier. If we have to fight him, I mean, if we have to, we have to. We shall see. Though we'll most likely just leave it to the dwarfs to do it for us. We should also take Mount Greyhag, which I believe should be reachable in 1 round, though you, Crocky, wait. If we move you out of the settlement, how much will you heal? Not actually that much less. Let's move you out of the settlement, let's get off Battle March so that we don't waste an additional 500 gold per turn, and then we'll get Channeling Stance, because obviously our casters need all the mana that they can get. Now we do have Supreme Shield of the Old Ones maxed out, and Replenish Troops is as good as it's going to be for now. I do notice that... Skaven at the very least seem to target Kroq quite a bit, so we do have to make sure that we are careful with that, but for now it's not a big deal. I do think that we'll go for its Deliverance of Itza 1 here. Or when's a magic power reserve minimum plus oh, minimum? Oh, non-maximum, oh, that's interesting. Well, we're nowhere near our minimum. Oh, we nonetheless want to start going through all this stuff, but perhaps not at the cost of Deliverance of Itza and all the great passives that Kroki has. So we want to actually unlock all of these as fast as possible, like so. And then we'll get Greater Arcane Conduit and Shield of Sapphire. And then we can worry about all the other stuff. Very well. Alrighty. And I believe there was a comment asking why no Slan as of yet. Not to worry, we will be getting Slan eventually, but I'm not really willing to spend 13k right now, A, and B, we, as Kroq-Gar's faction, have a pretty significant decrease in upkeep cost for any armies led by Saurus, so I'd like to keep making use of that, at least in the early game. Although not to worry, there will be various armies. For now, it's Tic-Tac-Toe's army that's going to take priority. We also have techs. What tech do we go for next? Tablet of War, enemy hero success chance, not such a big deal. Character speed, Vanguard deployment. Ooh, I do want this hero capacity for all heroes, though. Specifically, we really want to get more mages available. It is tempting. A tablet of lesser creatures, buffs Razordons, Salamanders, and all of our air units as well. Oh, wait. It's just weapon strength for Pterodon Riders. It's not missile strength. That seems like an oversight to me. But at 2 turns, it's not so bad. Ooh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Tablet of the Greater Creatures gives us increased casualty or punishment rate for, among other things, feral stegs, right? Basties, stegodons. Wait, I see regular stegodon. Stegodon. What about, wait, are these guys, wait, where are you, Kroq? These are feral stegodons. Do they count or do they not count? We count feral trogs, dreadsaurians, feral carnos, but only regular stegodons and bastildons. I'm just going to assume that it counts feral stegs. I think it's just by virtue of the fact that it's saying stegodon units, quote-unquote, means that it's all stegodon style or type units. Anyway, Kroki. What are we doing next? Let's get Annihilate the Beasts, because we're probably going to be fighting some Orcos shortly. And I believe the rest of that is good. We nearly got the Star Chamber Guardians, although... I feel like we save those for Mazda Mundi. I mean, I guess we could use them for now, though not necessarily in Kroki's army, but yeah, those should be Mazda Mundi's personal guard. No, we're actually fairly close to unlocking all of our regiments of renown. Kroki's already at level 25 or 26, whatever he was at. But anyway, skip the rest of this, unassign skill points, damage buildings, etc. I don't believe any of you need to move, so we'll wait until next turn. Let's double check our buildings, however. Ooh, yes, Temple of Skulls. You're at the next level. Let's get those floating gardens maxed out. We've been waiting for that one, as I believe it unlocks the final level of the Tablet of Order, which is Geomantic Healing. Yeah, floating gardens. So we should try to prioritize going through this. We did want to get Sequence of Marching anyway, and this will start generating Old One's favor. I think we can skip a few. Like, we can get a few of the 2 turn tablets, but then prioritize geomantic healing. And the constant casualty punishment rate is quite nice as well. Alrighty, how about the rest of this? What do we have here? Definitely want the geomantic pylon, but not at the cost that it's currently at. You already have your pastures. I guess we're gonna need to build the Saurus building here, because we want to build those everywhere. And while we do want the meat storage hall, what does this give us? It's going to take a long time for this building to pay for itself at the rate that it is at. It will, however, slightly increase one of our alignments. You know what, we'll see. If we can get more money from Thorek or Thor Grim, then we'll do that. In the meantime, we'll upgrade the cheaper stuff. And then we can upgrade you as well. More of these Saurus buildings. Temple Guard Barracks now. Man, we're running out of money. Crookback Mountain will trade, so we're ignoring you. Blightwater, I forgot that I hadn't started collecting income with you, my bad. And that was because of the Confederation debuff, but now you can certainly collect. Kradton, do we need walls here? You know, I'd prefer to avoid it, but for now I think we do. Just temporarily, mind you. And just because once we fight with the Bloody Hands, they will probably move through Thorek's territory and target us, because that's how the AI likes to play the game. Antok and Bagar. Let's get that gem mineshaft here immediately. Even at the cost of growth. Mostly because of the extra research rate, because we're trying to get as much research rate as possible. And I believe that's it. We could try to collect at the Shifting Sands, but yeah, it doesn't make enough money for it to be worth it. And Death Gorge. -1, but for 100 gold? Yeah, I think we can do without. We should also probably delete this building here. It no longer serves much of a purpose. Well, I guess it does provide a little bit of extra garrison, as we will probably be fighting Khemri sooner rather than later. Alright, it's fine as it is then. And I believe that's it. Alright. I do have to wonder, are Coatl upgradable via the alignments? I hope they are, because we're getting some. Alrighty, end the turn. Probably, oh damn, I forgot about you two. Hope that you're still moving to your max range. Okay, one of you is. I don't know about the other one. Please tell me the other one's still moving. Yeah, but it looks like not to max range. I don't see the red... Oh, actually I do. Oh, phew, okay. I thought I had done those, but apparently that was last turn. Hey, Kanoskir has this as well. Post battle chance of stealing a magic item. Yeah, definitely gotta get this on Kroki, who does not have it unless I'm mistaken. I do gotta double check as well, though. And well, we found the Citadel of Dusk, I believe. Thorgrim, you want us to join the war? We will do so, eventually, but not right now. There's no purpose to us doing it right now, and oh look, these elves are at least friendly. Let's see about getting a trade agreement going with them. They do seem to be doing reasonably well. Alrighty, what do we have here? Born Killers, we've had this before, and I feel like I went attack last time. I guess we could do defend this time. It probably doesn't really matter all that much. I mean, it did in the early game, but now we're strong enough for this not to be such a big deal. Let us not be reckless. Courage must be tempered with caution, or losses will ensue. After all, you never know when the Vermintide will rise, or the ancient enemy burst forth from the realm of chaos once more. Kanoskir, you got your upgrade. Clan Pestilence popped a Scheme of Doom. Wild Hunt, we don't care about. Tic-Tac-Toe, we very much do. Alrighty, so two things. First of all, you. Trade agreement. Okay, are you the only ones currently willing to do trade agreement? Yes, you are. So we will, in fact, be trading with you in a second. We could get a defensive alliance with the Wardens of the Living Pool as well. They are friendly with Itza. Though... them getting us into unnecessary wars might be not the best thing in the world. Oh look, it's Karakadrin. We should try to be friendly with them as well. Anyway, let's do non-aggression pact with these guys for now. Wait. If we do this... Wait, I think no, we can't do this.
Protector of Elfwine.
If we do a trade agreement with the Citadel of Dusk, we will gain vision of their capital. Their capital is here, at the Citadel of Dusk, right across the water from the Sinhal Monolith, which is where Kairos is. Nice try, elves, you almost got us. Alright, filthy warm bloods. Alrighty, you, land here. You follow along. I'm gonna land in roughly the same place. And now, Itza has the Altar of the Horned Ones, and hey, it's Tehenowen. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Did I ever tell you I love you? Okay, you, I think, might be far enough away. And it looks like, yeah, the Ghost of Pachwaks are alive. Lovely. Trade agreement, non-aggression pact, military access. Lovely. And, oh, wait, we don't get vision of their capital? Oh, well then we are fine, in fact. I thought that we did, but apparently not the case. I guess that's only with the defensive alliance. I just assumed we'd get vision because the, well, it's a route to the other capital. But oh well. And then we're good to do this. I hope I'm not mistaken about this.
If you wish.
No, doesn't look like it. Alright. Just want to double check factions encountered here. We have, nope, Golden Order, Citadel of Dusk, and Tehenowen's faction, Cult of Sotek. The rest of this looks fine to me. I'm not gonna peace out with the Bordello Errant until we can confederate Itza, but otherwise looking pretty good. Alright, so, two things. First of all, you, Paragiol, for now, are going to get it replaced by Tic-Tac-Toe. And well, look who's on the field. Campaign movement range increase, and we got the control for all provinces, and the Ancient Blade of Skies. Now, what did the AI do with your points? You got Bonded Service, which is kind of a waste of points, because we'd much rather have you get Ancient Cunning. But it's not horrible. A couple points wasted is not a big deal. Agility of the Lizard is fine, Protection of the Old Ones not great, but fine for now. Yeah, I still think I'm going to get the one-button respec mod. This is still kind of a waste of points. And he doesn't have his upgrade for his Pterodons or Riperdactyls or Coatl, which is just wrong. It is so wrong. Alright, well, we'll have them join them shortly. Also, just out of curiosity, does he buff Riperdactyl Riders, Skink Chief capacity? I want to see if he buffs Skink cohorts. He does not. Only via the Eye of the Heavens, which is missile damage for Skink cohorts with javelins. So we could give him these guys temporarily, in which I guess we will do so. But unfortunately, I think that we will do so next time. And we'll probably auto-resolve Khemri because, frankly, it's garbage and we've got a ton of armies here, which will join together. So we'll have a little bit of admin to do at the start of next episode, and then we'll move out from Khemri to start our war with the followers of Nagash. By then, I think Kowal will have upgraded or gotten these units in. We will send them up north and then turn back around after the followers are destroyed to take Khemri's territory as well. Karaki, in the meantime, will continue doing what he is doing. Oh, Black Iron Mine has fallen to Skaven, and that's just fine. We were expecting that, but it's just fine because, well, we can get it again and then trade it. Karaki will attack Mount Greyhag and hopefully trade it to Imrik as well, though probably not until he moves back through these territories, as if we do it the other way around, we'll trespass in Imrik's territory, and we obviously don't want that. And then we'll continue northward through Mount Silver Spear, World's Edge Archway, and all these territories, maybe, possibly, fighting Skarsnik on the way, and then move down this way via all these hard targets, and maybe get another fight going with Wurzag again if possible, as it is only a matter of time until we fight him. Anyway, lots more battles to come, hopefully Tic-Tac-Toe's debut next time around, as we will send him up north to try to fight Arkan, who's building up a new force at Gorgazan, and whatever Karaki encounters while he's all the way out here by himself. Stay tuned for more Lizards, don't forget to leave a like and comment, all glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.